Hello everyone, I am welcoming you all once again to this channel. So today we are going to see the random numbers in Fortran, and this video will be very much beginners friendly, and here we are going to generate some random numbers using our Fortran, and after that we will see how the random numbers are distributed. And before going ahead, I am going to give you a brief about the random numbers. So random number is one that has no predictable pattern. That's why the name given to it as random number. And these random numbers are unpredictable, independent, uniformly distributed, and follow statistical patterns when generated in large numbers. So all those things we are going to see here. And also these random numbers are very much helpful if we are in the domain of mathematics, physics, or in the engineering. Sometimes we use random numbers to generate some coordinates for atoms or molecules, and it is also very much helpful while solving the Ising model or Monte Carlo simulation. So it has a large number of applicability. So here are some properties of random numbers I have listed, and the very first property we are going to see today is the distribution behavior. So here, as we know that the random numbers are if the random numbers are uniformly distributed, then we can also see those distribution behavior. And typically if you are using Fortran code, then all these numbers, like whatever the random numbers we are going to generate, will be generate in between the range of 0 and 1, and all are equally likely. And also we can have the sum of all the generated random numbers, where we can simply sum all the random numbers which we will generate, and we can also predict the mean value of all those random numbers. So if the random numbers are generated between 0 and 1, so the mean value for those numbers will always lie near to zero point 0.5. And also the standard deviation, which will tell us about how much the random numbers are spread over that space, that we can see, and this value will be nearly to 0.2 to 0.2887. And also the variance, which is nothing but the square of our standard deviation, which shows the dispersion of the data, like whatever the values that we will generate, how much they have dispersed. That also we can predict by using the standard deviation, and by using this variance, which is nothing but the square of the standard deviation. And in a typical case, this variance value we can get as 0.0833. And also correlation. So what is correlation? This is nothing but a measure of the relationship between the numbers. And if we are having very good random numbers, or we have generated very uniformly distributed random numbers, then the correlation of those random numbers will lie near to 0, which ensures their independentness. So that means if we find that the correlation of the random numbers nearly to 0, we can say that the numbers are very much independent of each other. And this is what the properties of random numbers. And let me go and write one simple code to generate the random number. So here simply I am going to open one file with the name random number .f90. So here I have opened one of the file, and here we are going to write a very simple code which can generate so many random numbers, and later we are going to visualize all those random number and how they have distributed. We are going to see that. So here first we have to start writing our program. So our program started with the program name random and random number, and let's also do the end program here. And now let's give this implicit none. Now here we are going to generate some random numbers, and for that first I am taking the real dimension. And here we can simply give some dimension of which we are going to generate the random number. Suppose our random number variable is r, so here this is how I have defined the random numbers. That means this random number can have 100 dimension of 100, and it will be a real variable. And if you also want to write in a very general way, one thing we can do here is we can also have another parameter which will be of integer data type, and that parameter we can give as n is equal to something. Suppose 100, 1000, anything you can give, and instead of providing the dimension to the random number itself, we can write it like this. So here what we have done, first we have defined one integer parameter, and based on this this n value we can generate the dimension, we can generate the random numbers, and which will have the exactly same dimension as the n value will be given over here. And now there is an option, like there is already an inbuilt function which will call and which will help us to generate the random number. First we will call the random seed. So this is the random seed, and now we will call the function which is our random number. So here our random number is r, so I'm going to write it like this. And now next part is what, suppose if I want to save my random numbers in an array, then how can I write that? So for that we can use a simple do loop. Even though now if you want to print your random number, you can simply write your print statement like print star comma r, then it will also print you the same. Okay, let me do the same first. So here I am simply printing my random numbers, and before that I can also provide one statement like random numbers, and these are my random numbers which I am going to print. Let's save this code, and here use our G Fortran, and we are saving this output to this, and let's check. So now you can see like we have got 1000 of random numbers which we have written on the screen, and but this is not that good code. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run one loop where I can and inside that I will store my random numbers into some arrays. So here let's open our do loop. Suppose do, and with the loop variable as I, and I will start from 1 and it will go up to n, and here inside this we will print our random number as r of I, and then let's do this end-do, and now it is done. So also let me remove this print statement from here. Yeah, and before running the loop we have to also define our loop variable which has to be of integer data type. And so now this is our full code to generate the random number and to store them in an array format. So let's save the same code, and now I'm going to run this, and now let's check what happens. So now you can see like all those random numbers are now saved in an array format, and this is what we have got after this. And also if as I told that we want to see the distribution of those random numbers, then how can we see that? So for that we have to write all these random numbers into one file, then we will go to our GNU plot where we can plot those numbers. So here simply what I am doing, that whatever the output will be generated from this random number output, I am going to save that into this random dot dat. into this file. So this is a very helpful command which can simply save our output, whatever we have seen is uh, written in our screen on our screen will be now saved on this random.dat. So let's hit enter. Now let's go to our GNU plot. So here I am going to my GNU plot, and here let's plot our random.dat file. So hit enter. Okay, so it is saying that there is a bad line at 1, and why it is coming, because we have given the statement. If I will open that random dot dat, then I will see one line which has been written as random numbers, that because we have printed this thing. So first I am going to remove this, because this will make some trouble while plotting the same using the. You can also remove that, no issue, from your code generally. And let's save the same, and let's again go to our GNU plot, and here simply I am going to plot it again. And yeah, so now you can see that these are all our random numbers, and as we have generated 1000 random numbers which has the value lying in between, as you can see, from 0 to 1. And these are the value, like how they have distributed, and from this we can say that the random numbers are uniformly generated, and it has been generated within the range of 0 to 1. So now this part is done. So let's quit the GNU plot, and I'm going to also, if you want to see that what is the minimum and maximum value of these random numbers which we have generated now, so for that we can also print the maximum and minimum value. So let's go again to the code, and here we can simply write one value, one statement at the end, like we want to print the minimum and maximum value. Suppose here I am going to print our minimum value, and for that we are going to use the function which is an inbuilt function in Fortran, that is this mean val of r. And a similar way we can also print the maximum value, and for that also we will use the function maxval. Those are very helpful function and inbuilt function in our Fortran. So using this, let's go and run this Fortran again, and let's call our random number. Yeah, so now you can see that what is the minimum value for our random number here is, that is 0.002, because the we have this 10 to the power minus 4 value here, that means 0.0002350, which is very very small, and it is also lying in between 0, like lying above 0, and the maximum value we got as 0.999. That means we can say that our random numbers which we have generated using the same code has been generated using the 0 and 1, and this is what we have already seen from the distribution plot of these random numbers. So yeah, today I just want to stop this this tutorial in here only, and in our next video what we will learn, we will see that how can we achieve all these properties of the random number, and how can we see that whether the way we have generated the random number is in the correct format or not. So for that we will match all those values like mean, standard deviation, variation and correlation. Everything we will calculate based on this random number, and that part we will see in our next video. So this much for today's session, and thank you all, and bye bye.